Chapter 10. The Broken Oath. Dr. Russell Carrington Jr. sat alone in his office late one evening, the shadows stretching across the walls like silent accusations. The once pristine space, adorned with certificates and accolades, now felt suffocating. The Medicaid fraud investigation had grown more intense, with auditors questioning every file, every payment, every decision. Each inquiry felt like a knife twisting deeper, cutting into the pristine image he had labored so hard to maintain. Dr. Carrington had built his career on principles of integrity and service, often recalling the oath he took as a dentist: to do no harm, to serve his community, to uphold the highest ethical standards. Yet now, those ideals felt like distant memories, relics of a man he no longer recognized. The whispers in the medical community had become a roar. Colleagues were distancing themselves. Even Johnny May, oblivious to her role in the chaos, had turned into a source of irritation rather than comfort. The final straw came when one of his most trusted colleagues confronted him after hours. "Russell," the man said gently, "I've been hearing things. People are saying there's fraud, that your office is submitting false claims to Medicaid. Tell me it's not true." Dr. Carrington bristled, his paranoia flaring. "It's a misunderstanding," he snapped. "A few errors in record-keeping, that's all. I've got it under control." Later that night, alone in his office, he stared at the stack of files the auditors had requested. The discrepancies were glaring. Months of neglect, compounded by Johnny May's incompetence, had created a paper trail of errors that would be impossible to explain. He picked up the phone and dialed a contact he had avoided for the past year, a woman known for her ability to fix problems discreetly. "I need some files, reviewed," Dr. Carrington said hesitantly. The voice on the other end chuckled darkly. "I thought you were never going to call, sweetie. Guess you're finally finished playing with your little eye candy." When he hung up, Dr. Carrington felt a wave of nausea. This wasn't who he was, or at least who he used to be. But the fear of losing everything, of being exposed, outweighed his guilt. He tried to rationalize the decision, telling himself it was the only way to set things right. Desperate, he realized there was only one person who could truly salvage the situation: Elsie Johnson. Elsie had once been the backbone of his office before he fired her to make room for Johnny May. She was professional, meticulous, and most importantly, loyal, until their personal relationship complicated matters. Calling her now was a bitter pill to swallow, but he had no choice. "I'll come back, for the office, not for you," Elsie said flatly over the phone. "But let's be clear. I'm in charge of getting this place in order, and you'll stay out of my way." Dr. Carrington agreed, swallowing his pride. The next morning, Elsie walked into the office with her head held high, her mere presence commanding respect. She wasted no time assessing the damage, organizing files, and delegating tasks. The staff, relieved to see someone competent at the helm, quickly fell in line. Johnny May, however, was livid. From the moment Elsie arrived, Johnny May felt her position slipping away, both professionally and personally. She noticed the unspoken history between Dr. Carrington and Elsie, in the way they avoided each other's gaze, in how he deferred to Elsie's authority. The final blow came when Johnny May overheard Elsie telling Dr. Carrington, "This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't let her run the office into the ground. You let your personal life ruin everything." Humiliated and furious, Johnny May confronted Dr. Carrington that evening. "So this is how it ends?" she demanded. "You call in your ex to clean up your mess, and I'm just supposed to sit here and watch?" Dr. Carrington, exhausted and cornered, tried to placate her. "This isn't about us, Johnny May. It's about saving the practice. You knew you were struggling with the office work. Don't you dare put this on me," she snapped, tears brimming in her eyes. "You brought me into this, and now you're blaming me for everything?" She didn't wait for an answer. Grabbing her things, she turned to him one last time. "Enjoy your perfect little office with your perfect little ex-girlfriend. We're done." Johnny May stormed out, slamming the door behind her. For the first time, Russell didn't chase her. Instead, he sat alone in his office, the weight of his decisions pressing down on him. Though Johnny May continued to show up for work, Elsie was fully in control. Under her leadership, the office began to stabilize, but the damage to Dr. Carrington's personal life was irreparable. The woman who once idolized him now despised him, and the looming scandal over his practice continued to grow.